Here we go. Not yet, Patrick. Not yet. No sleep till inbox 0. Besides, what are you doing up? What's up, John Dre? 99 today, baby. To be fair, I did not zero my inbox last night, and that's part of the reason I'm at 99 tonight. But it is what it is. We go into inbox 0, Alex Wilson. I really wish I could stream my music. You just have to listen to whatever. I got the music on the I gotta turn it down so I can hear myself talk. I gotta turn it down so I can hear myself talk, or I'm gonna be shouting into the mic. Okay. What's up, guys? Doing good, Stephen Crittenden. Anyway, here we go. Let's see how long it takes me. Last time I did 100 emails, it took me about 2 hours. Let's see how it goes. Here goes. No problem, LCV. 420. Rage FPV 420. Oh my goodness. Let's do this. Let's answer some emails. This email is from Caleb Faro. He's sending me information about how to fix the activation and firmware upgrade issue on Mac OS. I'll just no question here. Thank you, Caleb. I'll keep this around in case people ask. Boom, done. Does it actually work, though? I'm not sure it actually works. I'm going to forward it to Blunty. Blunty's keeping up with that stuff. This is more upbeat music. Some of it's about Mac OS. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. But for now, we'll set it aside. Angelo Guangenti bought the JB Combo from Race Day Quads. Any good tips so I don't jack it up? Yeah, follow the manual. After I install, do I need to do Betaflight all over again? I reset my Betaflight login for the flight controller. I think I may have had too many adjustments and changes. Hi, Angelo. There's a user manual for the JBF7 linked on the Race Day Quads product page. Check that out first. It has setup instructions and wiring diagrams. The flight controller will have default settings on it, so yeah, you will probably need to set it up again. Done. Boom. Coopage says, I have a FreSky RXSR receiver. I can't connect it. There is no smart port. What can I use? Yeah. Hi, Coop. The Mamba F405 doesn't have a smart port pad, so you can't do telemetry easily, but you can do S-Bus. Are you trying to get it working for telemetry or control? I think there's some confusion with this question. He says he can't connect it to his Mamba. Usually that would mean... Hang on. No, not this song. Usually that would mean he can't get it working with control, but then he asked about SmartPort. So it's a little unclear whether he's confusing control with telemetry, or maybe he's trying to do F-port and he knows that he needs the SmartPort wire. Well, I do like this song. This song's got a heart. You can see which songs I particularly like by whether they have a heart over here, in case you care about such things. Thank you, Andrew King. You guys inspire me. Thanks for coming out and hanging with me late in the evening. It means a lot. Is it possible to transfer the damaged DJI FPV components and put it in a carbon fiber frame? Yeah, sure. Alan Titus Paz. Sure. In fact, some people are out there working on that right now to me, the big question is when you break the carbon fiber frame, how are you going to send the parts back to DJI for repair? Maybe you're just going to tell them you lost it? I don't know. All right. So let's get clarification from this guy on whether he's trying to do telemetry or control. My philosophy about these questions is that I don't need to solve everyone's entire problem all in one email. All I need to do is get one step closer to the solution with each email and then just get on to the next one. So that's what we're going to do here. Are you trying to get telemetry or control working? And then we'll take the troubleshoot in the right direction based on that answer. Boom, send. Jared Langston says, I need your FPV genius. Rage FPV, I don't think 3D printed frames are very good most of the time. They're usually too heavy or they lack strength. There are some exceptions, but I think they're rare. They're not stiff enough. Jared Langston says, I've recently installed a Rush Tank Racing Edition to a freshly built 250mm quad. I can't get my Fat Shark Scout goggles to pick up the video transmission. I've tried and tried. I'm hoping your genius can explain something. Hi, Jared. The first thing I would do in this situation is look at the LEDs on the VTX and see what band and channel the VTX thinks it's on. Get the manual for the Rush VTX and it will say how to decode the color and blink sequence of the VTX. So then you will know for sure what channel the VTX is on. After that, manually set your goggle to the same band and channel. Don't use auto scan. One last thing, check the LEDs to also know the output power of the VTX. If the VTX is in pit mode, then it will have very short range, like 1 meter or less, and you wouldn't pick it up in the goggles. It's a good reply, I think. I got a super chat. Justin Pickering, thanks for a $20 super chat. I have a question about setting up my ports in Betaflight. I have the F7 HD, F55A Pro 2, 4-in-1 stack. I wasn't sure what UARTs I needed to use. I mean, it just depends on what you want to do, Justin. UARTs are, you can generally put anything on the UARTs that you want. So for the F7 HD, though, T-Motor F7 HD, there will be some predefined UARTs for, hello, there will be some predefined UARTs for the DJI system. Where, is this the right one? Is this the DJI one? Oh, wrong camera. My bad. So yeah, so if we look here, we can see that you've got S-Bus ground, RX2, and TX2. So TX2 and RX2 are going to be you're going to enable the MSP protocol. Now ZFPV, he's not going to wire it up though. He's just going to plug it in because it comes pre-configured for that. Go away. Come on. You little son of a beast. Why would you not do that? Okay. So, check it out. It comes pre-configured. TX2 and RX2 are going to be the MSP protocol. And then S-Bus. Which UART is S-Bus? That's the other question. Which UART is S-Bus? I think it's UART 1, but I'm not 100% sure. So, you're going to have serial RX on UART 1 if you are using the DJI controller. And you're going to have MSP on UART 2 regardless. Alex Stone, thank you for a $5 super chat. All my motors beep. Justin Pickering, if that didn't make sense to you, I'm going to move on. But you can email me, and I'll try and talk you through it a little more detail. Alex Stone, thanks for a $5 super chat. All my motors beep with a smoke stopper on. And I can... Your motors beep with a smoke stopper. They beep, I see. With the smoke stopper installed, they beep, so you think they're good. I can fly with a half-charged battery. On a fully charged battery, one motor doesn't spin. That's really freaking weird, dude. I don't have a great answer for you on that one. Nope, wrong scene. Hang on. Hello, go here. Get there. There we go. You. No, please don't La Noche Necesitas in my ear, ma'am. This is not the kind of music I want. I gotta pick a different mix. All right, Daily Mix 6. We're moving farther and farther away from... Let's try Daily Mix 6. Wait. All right, we'll give that a try. That's a weird one, dude. That's a weird one. One motor doesn't spin on a fully charged battery. I don't know about that. That's... I mean, my gut feeling would be that either the motor or the ESC was messed up somehow. Yeah, it's such a crapshoot, though. Anytime a motor doesn't spin, either the motor or the ESC is probably damaged. So I'd probably swap the motor, and if that doesn't fix it, swap the ESC. I feel like that's a weak answer, but it's the real answer of maybe Michael King, if he's changed settings in BLHeli 32, like change the startup power. I mean, sure, but probably he didn't do that. Hard to know. All right, moving on. Scott Schaub asks, I've been watching your videos for months. I'm enjoying them and learning a lot. I'm completely new to FPV quads, and I recently purchased the Emax Freestyle RTF kit with the Radiomaster TX16S. I'd like to bind them. I'm not sure how, and I'm afraid of messing things up. The Emax Tiny Hawk comes with D8 receiver. Kyle K, if you have the Y characters in your BLHeli S, here's the answer. Hang on. Troubleshooting. Come on. It's pinned right here on my Discord. Here we go. Here's the fix. I can't paste this all into a chat, unfortunately. But here's the answer, Kyle K. How can I get this to you, Kyle K? Here's the answer for how to fix those Y's in BLHeli. I don't know how to get a hold of you, though, man. So email me or something, or just pause the live stream and read this. You know, that's the answer, Kyle K, for how to fix your ESC. All right. Tiny Hawk binds in D8 mode, I'm pretty sure. Hi, Scott. Don't be afraid you're going to mess things up just by binding the quad. That's not really possible, I don't think. The receiver in the Tiny Hawk RTF kit binds in, damn it, in FreSky D8 mode, I believe. So you would go into the model setup screen on the Radio Master and set the internal module to multi FreSky D8 protocol, and then just bind it per Emax instructions. Yeah, he's going to need to know how to do more than that, but that'll get him started. Jim McElmurray is on my live stream right now. Watch your video about being a tape nerd. I have a diverse set of tape. You recommended zip ties. Thick, thin, doubling up. They all pop. Yeah. Hi, Jim. If your zip ties are consistently breaking, then I think you're just asking too much of them. I used to use zip ties to hold on my GoPro, and even the thickest ones always broke. Zip ties are good for certain things, like holding a receiver against a bottom plate or something, but if you're using them structurally, they're gonna break. Yeah. All right. 94, 93. I have a Yaw Twitch Betaflight 4.2. I have a Furious FPV Pico F4 flight controller with a SpeedX GS25 ESC. I'm getting Yaw Twitches. I can't figure out what to change to correct it. It's horrible. The gimbal it's not the gimbal. Do I need more gyro filtering? What is a Furious FPV Pico F4? That's a super old flight controller, isn't it? It doesn't even have an OS. It does have an OSD. Oh well, fine. Hi, Matt. Hi. Let's do it with a generic answer here. Anytime you are getting yaw twitches and you're sure it's not the gimbal, then the gyro is the next suspect. Either the gyro is going bad or the gyro is getting too much vibration. If the FC isn't soft mounted, soft mount it with rubber standoffs. Does that flight controller have gummies? I don't think it does. I think it's from before gummies. I don't think the EV100Ds are good, Andrew King. I would steer you away from them. It doesn't have gummies. You can also move the gyro filter sliders to the left, but my opinion is any build that can't fly on sliders set to 1.0 has some problem and is damaged and needs to be fixed. It might be time to think about a new flight controller. Thank you, Ken Piper, for a $2 super chat. Glad you're here. Plans to review the Recon 5 in the future. I don't have plans to review the Recon 5. Currently, we've got a Recon 5 basically he likes the Recon 5 and thinks I don't have plans to review the Recon 5. Hi, Semu. I don't have specific plans to review the Recon 5 in the future. What does he like about the Recon 5 that you can't get from something else? I wonder what... Let me ask him. You see in the Recon 5 that other 5-inch bind and fly don't do as well. Wonder what he likes about the Recon 5 so much. Anyway, he just likes it. Fine. Ego Death, FPV, BL30, BL 32.8, and PWM question. I tuned a quad on 48K with the latest version of BL Heli, just updated to 32.8. It flies the same at 48K, but when I try variable PWM, the motors get super hot. Can I set the min to something like 36K? Yeah, I don't see why not. Hi, Jordan. I'm not sure why your motors are super hot at... I wonder what kind of quad it is. Maybe it's not a 5-inch. At 24K, but not at 48K. Variable PWM in BL Heli is a new thing, so there may be some quirks to come out of it that haven't been discovered yet. You absolutely can set it to 36K if you think that will work better for you. Yeah, why not? Try it out. Dave C is pretty cool. You're right. The Recon 5 is cool too. You're right. It is kind of unique. New to FPV, I can't bind for the life of me. I've been going back and forth with Robert Jensen for 4 days. I asked him to check the wiring. I asked him to check the wiring. Oh, man. All right. What flight controller is this? This is the Hobby Wing, isn't it? This is a Rotor Riot pre-build. I thought we had it bound, though, Robert. You have a solid green. Now what has he done? I think that's the Hobby Wing stack. I can't really tell. I think Rotor Riot, is it? Oh, it is. Thank you, Robert. He took it out of the stack. Now I can see it. It is the Hobby Wing. Where's the signal wire? Wait, it's white in this picture, but it's yellow in the other picture. Those aren't the same picture. What are you doing to me, Robert? Those aren't the same picture. Unless that's... Okay, you're screwing with me now. The wire's yellow in one picture, but it's white in the other, so it's not the same picture. All right, fine. But you are wired to the S-Bus pad. Fine. Hi, Robert. Hi, Rob. Earlier, we confirmed that you had solid green LED on the RXSR, which would indicate that it's bound. At that point, flashing firmware to the RXSR would not move us forward. What you're describing is that the RXSR now is not bound because it never goes to a solid green LED. Solid green plus solid red means it's in bind mode. Solid blue plus flashing red means it is not bound. Means it's not bound. Yeah. Your wiring correctly goes to the S-Bus pad. Did you change any parameters in the flight controller? Presumably, Rotor Riot shipped it correctly configured. Okay. That's a tricky one. Justin Pickering is... What is Justin Pickering emailing me about? Justin Pickering. I just have this message from Justin Pickering where he says, this is what I have in my ports tab. This is my first build. I just don't want to screw anything up. Oh, that's you, Justin. I see. I got you, man. Okay. Justin Pickering, you're right here on the... Are you here on the live stream, Justin? I'm gonna show this. Normally, I try to keep the emails off the live stream. Check it out, Justin. Thank you for your $20 super chat. What you're gonna want to do, Justin, is on UART 2, you're gonna enable MSP right here. Leave it on VCP, but also enable it on UART 2. That's gonna let your OSD work correctly. Are you using the DJI controller? If yes, then also enable Serial RX here on, I think it's UART 1 for the T-Motor flight controller. I think it's UART 1. And that'll get be the first step towards getting your receiver working. If you're using a different receiver, then you're not going to put it on UART 1. You're going to put it on a different UART. All right? So hopefully that gets you going the right direction. Okay. I was like, this guy just sent me this email with no context. And then I was like, oh, wait, that's the guy from the live stream. 90 messages to go, people. 90 to go. Okay, if you're using the DJI controller, then I believe it's Serial RX on UART 1, MSP on UART 2, and you're good. All right, this is something sent for the news. I'm going to forward it to It's Blunty, and he can decide if it needs to be on the news. And that'll just be that. 89 to go. Gillen Faxon is says Betaflight's not responding. I've been trying to get my receiver to work in Betaflight. I found that Betaflight stops loading when the battery's plugged in. Stops loading? Hi, Gillen. Tell me more what you mean by Betaflight stops loading when the battery is plugged in. Do you mean the configurator stops working? If so, I would desolder everything from the flight controller, such as the VTX or the receiver, and see if it still happens. That would be the next thing I would do. All right. Done. Peter Moriarty has a Macy's TV ad with an unsafe hand launch of quads without prop guards. Okay, this ought to be good. I don't want to show it on stream in case they freaking copy strike me, though. She's doing a hand launch of a colorful quadcopter without prop guards. Let's look. Let me find the scene. She's riding a skateboard. She's got a QX7 and she's hand launching a quad. I mean, she's certainly not actually flying the quad, though, right? I mean, of all the things to freak out about. She's skateboarding. Now she's got a QX7. She hand launches a quad. She didn't actually hand launch the quad because no one's actually flying the quad. And that's it. Now, of all the things to be annoyed about in the world, it's not. If all the things to be annoyed about in the world, a fraction of a second clip of a woman not launching. I mean, it's cool to see a QX7 in a Macy's commercial. Line of sight freestyle. She flies it? Where does she fly it? Where does she fly the quad? No, she's not flying it. Oh, no. No. Forget it. That's not even worth. Bad vibrations on the Bind and Fly Diatone Roma F5. Cat Productions purchased the Roma F5. Got the DJI version. Really bad vibrations under medium high load acceleration. Got a video here showing the vibrations. Oh God, there's a prop problem. Oh yeah, no. You have a prop problem. There's a problem with your prop, dude. That whistle, there's a problem with your prop. For sure. Hi, who's this guy's name? What's the name for that sound? The sound you hear at high throttle is a prop resonating. There's something wrong with your props. So something wrong with your props, like an off balance or loose prop, and it's creating the vibrations. Unfortunately, I can't be more specific. So in a situation like this where I kind of don't know what the exact cause is, I try to at least provide a suggestion for something they can do. I don't ever want to just leave you with, yeah, I guess your prop's kind of messed up, and then just like hang up the phone. So like, have you tried multiple sets of props? Are you 100% sure the props are fully tight? Yeah. I know you can't see it. All right. 87 to go. FPV quad with smartphone. Sorry for disturbing you. No big deal. It's what I do. Right now, there are FPV quads with analog and digital systems. Can we put a smartphone on the quad and control with another smartphone? Hi, Elmar. There are quads out there controlled by smartphone, but the latency and the latency of the control link is very high, and the range is very short. So it's not something you see for higher performance aircraft. It's a fine answer. Oh, really need help. Willing to pay. Jeff Furness. My name is Jeff Furness. I'm building a Beast class. I need help to tune it to get it in the air. And I pay a certain amount for helping and more per hour to help. Hi, Jeff. The #1 expert for tuning of Beast class and X class quads, in my opinion, is Mark Spatz. His website is www.theuavtech.com, and he has a service for this type of thing. His website says he doesn't do it anymore, but ask him anyway. Yeah. Can't think of anybody better at tuning X-Class than Mark Spatz. What keyboard am I rocking? Colby Brickwell. It is the Ducky. It's the Ducky. Which Ducky is it? Which Ducky is it? I can't remember which one. I should just look on the back of the keyboard. It's the Ducky 1S. Yeah. With browns. Because I'm a respectful streamer. And I know that blues don't make a good experience. Got some dust on the bottom. Flip. I lost my emails. I must have double-clicked by accident. Let's go. Andrew, oh, we lost somebody, but where did he go? Where'd that last one go? No. No, okay. All right. It's 84 to go. Andrew McGregor, when I plug my battery into the quadcopter, I get a 35-volt 9S battery displayed instead of my 4S battery. There's a lot of beeping coming from my ESCs when this is happening. This happened after I updated my firmware on my Mamba F405 all-in-one. I've downgraded back to the previous firmware, but the version problem is still there. Yikes. Yikes. Hey, Andrew. When the VBAT sensor suddenly starts reading incorrectly, hardware damage is my first guess, but you said the problem happened after flashing the FC. So maybe you flashed the wrong firmware target, and then when you flashed back, you flashed the wrong one again. It's a long shot, but it would be an easy one to solve. Did you save a CLI dump before you flashed so we can verify that you're flashing the correct target? Let's try that. David Barberine, DJI FPV drone issue solved. He had some problem activating it, but then he solved the activation. Yikes. All right, I'll look at that later, but for now, we'll set that aside. Best beta FPV DJI Whoop in 2021. After my switch to DJI, I was not able to fly my Beta FPV 75X Whoop anymore. Why not? You could put a... oh, he's flying with a DJI remote. Okay. I want to be faithful to Beta FPV because I like the overall quality, performance, and support. They're offering a 75, 85, and 95X with a new pusher design, but I don't know what fits for my needs. I want to fly indoors. Yeah, so get the Beta FPV 75X. Yeah. Yeah. Heard of some quality issues with the frame. Hi, Heiko. For flying indoors, the DJI system is not ideal. For flying whoops indoors, the weight of the DJI system means that a 65 millimeter is right out, and as you suspect, a 75 millimeter is a bit underpowered. So 85 millimeter is about as small as you can really get on a DJI quad. And 95 millimeter is a little better. I think Beta FPV has a naked Vista 95 millimeter that might suit you. The naked Vista reduces the weight and makes the most of the motors. It's still a bit much for indoors, but it may be the best choice. You should also look at the iFlight Alpha. I think it's a little better quality than the Beta. All right. iFlight Alpha 85 is quite good. I wish they'd do a naked. Are they doing a naked Alpha yet? I wish they would. All right, Travis Miller, 83 to go. I'm thinking about ordering the DJI FPV. I have about a $250 analog freestyle right now. I'm just wondering, should I get the DJI for cinematic, or should I build a better drone for myself? Oh, hi, Travis. If you can build a FPV drone yourself, I think you will get better flight performance and better image quality building your own compared to the DJI FPV. The main advantage of the DJI FPV is that you don't have to do those things. Just buy it and fly it. But it's super expensive compared to almost anything else you would build yourself. Yeah. Juan Gomez, black box logging on board flash or SD card. Is there an updated way of getting black box logging on a flight controller without onboard flash or SD support? Yeah. What you want is the open lagger. You want the open lagger device. Screen grab. Hi, Juan. You want the open lagger. The advantage of the open lagger is that it can log at like 2.5 megabits per second. It's way faster than the other open log devices. That's what you want. Jonathan, we're talking about the yaw twitch. We're talking about a yaw twitch, another yaw twitch. And I asked for video of the problem happening. What's the problem? He says, every time I push yaw a little bit, the drone throttles and twitches. I can barely do a full 360 yaw spin without shooting in the air. All right, let me pause my music so I can watch his video. Let's see what we got here. Get over here. Get over here. Yeah, you guys can hear it too. Yikes. What? Okay, so he's got the problem where when you yaw, it shoots up in the air. Yikes. Hello? Get your shit together, please, Stream Deck. Stream Deck is not a happy camper. Give my music back. What's your yaw rate? Have you tweaked the PID sliders at all? That's not normal, but if he's got a super high yaw rate, it would totally do that. Elmar Strauss. All right, just saying thanks for a previous email. No problem. Andrew Cayley, Eureka, I did it. I want to share my joy with you after almost 2 months of researching, etc. Finally bound my ProTech 25 and I could fly. I nearly gave up many times, but thanks to you and many wonderful pilots in the community, I pressed on. I slowly figured things out. This FPV world is so fascinating. Quick question. I couldn't figure out why the little drone in Betaflight 4.2 is not moving when I move my sticks around, the one on the receiver tab. The drone didn't move because I had unplugged the battery. All good. Great. Congratulations, Andrew. Hope you are loving your first flights. There you go. Boom. Easy. Matthew Klein is having flickering video. Ever since a mild crash, I've had problems with my video flickering at a relatively short range. Let's look at the flickering. Oh, what the F? Well, that's not... That's bad. That looks like interference to me. This looks like interference. When you have a big white band with black specks like this, that looks like digital interference, like Wi-Fi or something. That's just, I don't know why, but that's just what it looks like when you have some kind of digital interference. It's just wiping him out. Those white flashes, that's, now here we're getting... And it's just wiping out the sync pulses, too. That's why he's blue screening. Yeah. But what's the interference coming from? It's freaking... It's got to be something on board the quad, because it's not like he's up in the mountains, right? What is he getting interference from? It's got to be something on board the quad. So what could it be? Crossfire? I don't think so. Let's see. He doesn't say what is control. What is control? Hi, Matthew. To me, that interference looks like digital transmission. A big white band with black specks in it, where the black streaks are basically one scan line thick. So the question is what digital transmitter, like Wi-Fi, etc., is hitting you? Could it be something on board the quad? Like maybe you have some 900 megahertz telemetry device? I don't know. I'm just guessing. That's my guess. DJI OSD, Eclectic Service is having problems with the DJI OSD. I'm running INAV. The OSD is permanently showing acro in normal mode, horizon mode, and acro in loiter mode. I don't know about that. Hi, Tony. Since the OSD appears to be working at all, I think we have to assume that it's working correctly. I don't have a ton of experience with INAV, but are you sure it's going into loiter mode? I guess I didn't pick up from the email whether it's failing to loiter or it's loitering but not showing the right mode. Okay. Andrew. We're going back to Andrew with the messed up VBAT sensor. No CLI dump saved. Bummer. Okay. Okay, well, the first thing I would do is... The next thing I would do. Next thing I would do is try to identify the correct target and flash it. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Jan Svek. Oh, Sharkbite has actually released their firmware update, their development update. They said they would release a development update every 2 weeks, and they actually did. Thank you for forwarding that, Jan. I'm sure that Blunty already has it. I'm going to forward that to Blunty for the news. It's Blunty. We'll talk about that on Tuesday at 6 p.m. with the news. 77 to go. Oh, this is an easy one. Boom, gone. Georgios Malias. Says, I've recently bought a Tiny Hawk Freestyle 2 kit, had a great time with it. I updated the Cobra S goggles. At first they worked. Then when I went to back my old goggles and auto-scanned, I only got static. Then went to the Cobra and the same thing happened. VTX lights work. The Cobras aren't. Okay. Hi, Georgios. Georgios. The goggles can't have broken your VTX in any way. They just receive signal. So I guess the VTX has stopped transmitting. Can you say the VTX lights work? Can you figure out what band and channel the VTX is on? One thing about the Emax VTX, if you put it on, if it ships in locked mode, and if you put it on certain forbidden channels, then it simply won't transmit. This is a really confusing choice that Emax made. To unlock the VTX, power up the VTX while holding down the VTX button. I can't remember the LED status for the Emax VTX, whether the lights are on when it's unlocked or off. Instructions for unlocking the VTX are also in the manual for the Tiny Hawk. My guess is you moved the VTX to a locked channel, and so it is not transmitting. Okay. Beta FPV F405 AIO from Chris Knight. Built a 3-inch quad. He wants to solder the jumper pad so he can use the crossfire. There's already a surface mount resistor bridging the S-bus pad. I need to bridge the DSM pad. I guess you should remove the resistor. Hi, Chris. That's what I would do based on what you've described. The SMD resistor has to go. Shouldn't be too hard to desolder, though, right? Okay, done. Effectar Ahmed says, do you think it would be possible to post fundraising in FPV groups if one who is eager to join this hobby but cannot afford the cost? No, 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 1,000 times no. I will not participate in helping you raise money. A random person who I don't even know, I will not promote your fundraiser. I will only do that if you're a day at the range and you promise to... Never mind. I will not do that. I'm not responding to that email. I'm just going to throw that one away. Why wasn't my comment posting on your video? I don't know. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sure what you mean. I guess the comment was being automatically held by YouTube's moderation system. Did it have a link in it? Okay. Nuke FPV. His yaw. This is the guy with the yaw spin. His yaw rate is he's on default rates. Crap. He's not. What version of Betaflight is in? He changed yaw integral. We'll go back to default PIDs. Oh, he's got yaw integral 120. Yikes! Why would you do that? Don't do that. Oh God, yeah. Yaw eye gain of 120 seems really high to me. Can you put it back at default and see if that helps? Anytime you've tweaked the PIDs and something weird happens, try going back to defaults. I see Kyle K say, never mind, we're on to the next email. What did I miss, Kyle K? What did I miss? Did I miss something? Sorry, man, I'm not super watching the chat. Because I'm just trying to work through the emails. 75 to go. When we're back to Gillen, who Betaflight stops loading when the battery is plugged in. When the flight controller is plugged into the battery and I plug USB into the computer does not recognize USB. If I already have the flight controller connected, Betaflight freezes and I'm unsoldered everything. When nothing is attached, everything works fine. I soldered the receiver back on. The same thing happened. My guess is the receiver is interfering with the USB serial connection somehow. Sorry, I missed something you said, Kyle. What'd you say, Kyle? Now I want to know. The bigger the dish, the more focused signal. Oh, you were talking about the, yeah, I thought it could be a point-to-point link, Kyle. I just feel like then it would only happen in one location, and he didn't indicate that. It would only happen when he was flying through the link, which seems like a long shot to me. What flight controller is it, and where is the receiver soldered? Yeah, that's a good question. All right. Get a PV Xylo build from Thomas. I bought and built your kit from Get a PV a few months ago. I love it. I've adopted your 3 packs a day for 3 months. Yay. Yesterday I crashed. I didn't get to finish due to dark. I flew my first pack and the drone flew great. I did a snap roll, but it went to a death roll, and it death rolls on every snap roll. It seems to death roll at the end of the roll and goes the opposite way that I rolled. That's not usually what happened. Hi, Thomas. Since the quad was flying fine until you crashed, and now it's death rolling, presumably it got damaged in the crash. Since it rolls both directions, it feels to me like this is an ESC issue. A motor issue would tend to roll towards the bad motor. The video cuts out completely until I unplug and reset. Oh, wait. But then you said the video cuts out completely, and that makes me think you're losing power entirely. Did you happen to notice what ESC beeps are made when the quad rolls? Is it the full startup sequence? Okay. Effectar Ahmed. Why aren't inverted motors used in FPV quad? They have higher efficiency and slightly more flight time. Let's see. Well, they are used. We see a lot of smaller quads with pusher motors. I think for the larger quads, I guess for larger quads, the motors aren't covered with a cage or anything. So having them upside down would get in the way of landing. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah. Chris Halleck has a Toolkit RC M4Q. I got it. He got it after my review video. Tried to charge, but when they get to around 3.9 volts for cell, they get balance port voltage match errors. Should I try to get a replacement, or should I try to upgrade to the D6 Pro Duo? I don't know any fixes. I mean, I'm going to guess you're not using a... no, hi, Chris. That error message means that the voltage measured on the balance port doesn't match the voltage measured on the main port. This is a hardware issue or a calibration issue, but bottom line, a brand new charger shouldn't be doing this. I would send it back. The M4 Toolkit RC has had spotty quality in the past. I would feel a lot more confident with the D6 Duo. Yeah. Who was going to shut down my stream? Nobody, my mom's going to shut down your stream? How is that possible, Texas APV? That'll be good. I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why your comment, I didn't delete it. I don't know. Maybe it was too long. Swamian PC says, I have my first quad that I ever bought, but it never took flight. It has the F3 flight controller. What could I do with it? I tried to use the simulator through the drone doing a code in the CLI, but it doesn't work. I'm using your Xylo build. Hi, Swamian PC. The F3, whenever somebody asks what to do, damn it, I can't type, with super old hardware, I usually just recommend putting it aside. The thing is, motors, ESC's flight controllers have come a long way, even in, can't type today, even in a few years, and the older stuff flies so much worse, and it isn't supported by the software and firmware today. So trying to get an old quad into the air can be a real struggle, and then when it does fly, it flies badly. If you got 2 of the 4 channels showing up, then the joystick is being picked up by the PC. At that point, you have to run the controller setup routine in the simulator to get it to recognize the channels from the controller. FreeRider specifically has a really quirky setup. FreeRider OpenTX, I think RC Shim or who is it? Painless 360, who has a FreeRider setup video. Yeah, it's Painless 360. Here is a setup video that might help. Okay. 75 to go. Have we really only done 15? It's a bit. How long have I been streaming? An hour. How have I been streaming an hour and I've only done 15 emails? That's impossible. Yeah. The receiver wire definitely has to go to S-Bus on that FC, not anywhere else. It shouldn't interfere with USB. I'm not really sure what to suggest at this point, to be honest. Can you try a different flight controller? Yeah. Using a FreSky. I really don't know, dude. I really don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you at that point. Here's what I would do. Whenever I'm stumped and I don't know what to suggest, I just ask myself, what would I do? I wouldn't give up. If you open the Windows USB game controller panel, do you see all the channels moving when you move the stick? Okay. BJ Boiler, interesting setup. Drone breaks flight endurance record 13 hours. Forward to Blunty. For the news, done. FreSky adds 4 millisecond 250 hertz race mode. Yeah, they added it, but there is some suspicion that they're duplicating packets. I'm only saying that here on this late night stream for you guys to enjoy. I have no proof. The research is being done to find out the truth, FreSky is advertising 4 millisecond 250 hertz race mode, but yeah, what are the chances that FreSky is really faster than Tracer? So some people suspect that they're like doubling or tripling the packets, so their actual update rate is 12 milliseconds or something, and they're just making it look like they're sending more packets than there really are. So I have nothing to say about that, but yeah. All right, I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to say that in an email, but we'll find out the truth. Bye-bye, Texas APV. See you later, man. Betty and Benson once today. We are a young development team. We would like to buy advertising from you about a game. Get ready to tilt and bounce your way through. I'm not saying the name of your game. A marble rolling game with charming characters. All you need is a joystick to roll to the goal. I am not selling ad space on my channel. Delete. No, I don't. But buy from wherever is most convenient. Yeah, whatever. Please help me with my F4 V3 setting. My name is Kyle. You might not know me. Oh, it's 25, not 15. Oh, that's better. My name is Kyle. You might not know me, but I've been watching your YouTube channel for a while. I'm from Melbourne. Melbourne, Australia. Love your channel. I got a problem. I cannot fix it for the whole day. Trying to update my Omnibus to 428 blows the CLI dump. After flashing the firmware, I can arm the quad. When I push the throttle to take off, the propeller stops spinning. Why? Aha! This is an easy one. Check this out, guys. Watch this trick I've got. I'm gonna go full screen here real quick. Here's watch this. Watch my technique. No hands, Mom. Hey, you're making me look like a... There we go. Where is it? Oh. My macro is messed up. Hang on, sorry, wrong scene. Why did my macro mess up? Oh, there it is. Why did it take so long? I've got a macro that just spits out this. Stream Deck, you're pissing me off today. This Stream Deck is being super slow. It just spits this out. I was going to try to show you guys that in real time. Oh, well. All right. What? Did I fart? I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I don't think I did. Maybe you heard the chair. Thank you, Jason Bierschwala, for $20. Thank you for the response. Sean Thomas is up as well, thinking about drones. Thank you, Sean Thomas. Yaw jump on strong moves is common on some setups, but not as big as what you're seeing there. And your yaw rate isn't particularly high either. Jonas Silat, I am a new beginner to FPV. I bought the Taranis QX7. I bought the FreSky XM Plus receiver. I cannot get it to bind. When I did bind it, I get both red and green light. But then I tried to flash and it didn't work. Yeah, this is why FreSky pisses me off. Wait till you see how many questions I deal with that are people asking, how do I bind FreSky? I connect USB cable. I have so much problems. Where is it? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Hi, Jonas. The reason the XM Plus won't bind is because it has firmware ACCSD version 2.1 on it, and probably your QX7 has older firmware that is not compatible. FreSky hates tiny whoops. Here is a video showing how to update firmware on the radio to version 2.1. Alright, we're going to go with that. No, not really. No, I don't know anybody who is selling V1 goggles. No. Sorry. Oh, did you really say that? But did you really say that? Wait. Where was that one? I see. He's looking for used. Bad news for you. Used is not any cheaper than new these days. Muhammad Zaid Abbas says, I'm having trouble every time I fly my quad. No matter how much I tighten my props, the prop nut loosens. How do I fix this? Hi, Zaid. Are you using nylock nuts or regular ones? Nylock are recommended. Okay, done. Tracer, what's going on with this music? This music has become super loungy for a minute. I don't want super loungy music. Let's go to Daily Mix 3. See if that does a little better. If I go to Daily Mix 1, it gets like super upbeat, and it's not what I want for late at the night. Alright, let's see how this treats me. Tracer or Crossfire for a radio link upgrade. Antoine Weber. First, I'd like to say you were the guy that helped me. I have a question for you. I'm using an X-Lite S, and due to some irritating RX loss, I decided I need to go up a notch. I'm a casual FPV pilot. I would like a reliable system. I'm hesitating between Tracer and Crossfire. Ghost is too beta for me. Tracer might be sufficient with crazy low latency. Hi, Antoine. I think for general purpose, Crossfire at 150 hertz is a great balance of range and latency. Unless you fly at races with lots of pilots, or if you live in Europe where the 868 megahertz band is very narrow, Crossfire is a pretty great solution. That being said, if Tracer appeals to you, it can definitely get the job done. But you have to go to ludicrous mode to get enough range to really stop thinking too much about Failsafe. Whereas Crossfire can go forever on just 250 milliwatt. As for Tracer making you feel so much better, I don't know. I bet a lot of pilots wouldn't notice the difference in a blind test between Crossfire at 150 hertz and Tracer at 250 hertz. I bet. Have I ever flown Falco X with the Revolt OSD? Yes. Falco X is pretty easy to set up. It's very nice. It flies very nice. But the big problem is Flight 1 hardware is always out of stock. It's like always out of stock. FF Prince is a student from Bangladesh. Been learning FPV by simulator, but it's costly. One of my friends from Spain helped me open a GoFundMe. No, I am not going to I am not going to touch your GoFundMe. No, I'm not doing it. I have no comment on your GoFundMe. Good luck. If you're trying to GoFundMe, I just don't promote people's GoFundMe who I don't know. I don't do it. It's too risky. Like, I'll contribute to your GoFundMe, but I won't promote it. Oh, Vic Moss is telling us about Mike Lee's bill. Yep. Let's see here. What is this question? February 4th. That was a long time ago. Since you recommended me last year a Get RC Rocket Light to start with, I built a iFlight Titan H3. I love to cruise and explore the world. I made my own 3S lithium ion. Is it worth trying a 2S version of the lithium ion pack? Or will the current be too high and the power too low? Yeah. Hi, Fabian. I think if the quads have 5,000 kV motors, what size props? I think it's 2-inch props. On 2-inch props, a 2S battery will not make enough thrust. That's my gut feeling. You want a 3S profile to feel like a 4S. Betaflight has a throttle scale function that can scale down the throttle, but there isn't any way to make a 3S throttle feel like a 4S battery. Nope. You can scale it down, but not up. Sorry, guys. I'm not super tuned in on the chat. I'm just trying to read emails, but check the chat every now and then. Thank you, BVTV, for $2. Glad you like the TikTok. I made some TikToks today. Made a few TikToks today. Let's see here. We got Gaten Clinton. His drone is flipping out. The video stays on while it's spinning. Betaflight shows RPM filter. All right, we gotta. I've been going back and forth with this guy who's having death rolls. We gotta just pick something. All right, let me ask him this. Can I ask you this? What beeps do you hear from the motors? Do you hear the full initialization beeps, or the last two beeps, or no beeps? I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth with this person. I wish I could just get him an answer. I did read the $20 Super Chat Bean Time from Jason Bierschwala. I read it. Did you read it? Brian Rowe. Missing a few cat whiskers on a motor lead that probably shorted the ESC. Yikes. I wouldn't think cat whiskers should do that. Oh well. 62 messages to go. Okay. I don't know, man. That is a tough one. Honestly, I'm a little stuck on this one. This guy says when he rolls right, the quad rolls left or something. If I could fly it, maybe I would have a suggestion, but it's such a vague problem. I guess my gut feeling is it has something to do with the flight controller, not the ESC or motors, or maybe the controller. If it were me, I suppose what I would do is reflash the flight controller, default the configuration, and then set it up on default PIDs and rates and see if it still happens. Yeah. No, I don't think that's it. Zach Damberger has a quad that failsafes when he tries to fly acro. I'm so confused by this one. Can we definitely confirm that it fail-safed? Like the controls locked out and the quad fell into the ground. I can't really think of things that would cause a fail-safe only in acro mode. Does it happen instantly when you try to switch to acro mode? Maybe he set up the fail-safe mode and his acro mode on the same switch. Yeah. Or he's disarming or something. Yeah, exactly. Good. No, we're not listening to this song. I don't want this song. I like that song, but that's a flight song. I don't like listening to flight songs, so I'm not flying. What do we got? Amazon. We got something for news. Drone TV by AirViews. What is that? Blunty will figure it out. Forward to It's Blunty. 59 to go. I want low-profile goggles if possible. Should I buy used Fat Shark from eBay then? EV100. I don't recommend the EV100. I think the screen is too small and the build quality not great. You can find my review of them on my channel. Basically, there are no low-profile Fat Shark style goggles under $200 that I would recommend. There basically are none. That's why I recommended the Cobras. I mean, you can want something. I don't want a 60% keyboard, Mr. Z. 104 key life, buddy. 104 key life. All right. Lucas. Okay, Lucas is thanking me for answering our question. Done. Radiomaster TX16X Max. Radiomaster RC. Oh. The TX16 Max is having a sale? Okay. That's fine. Race Day Quad says DJI goggles not compatible with the Air unit and the Vista. Got to figure out why they're saying that. I don't think that's true. Cobra X versus S. I answered this guy's question. He says, thank you. Boom, done. Mike wants to know about resource remapping on the Omnibus F4. Hang on. Show more message. I want to see all the messages, please. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yay! I fixed Giorgio's problem. His VTX was locked. His Emax VTX was locked, and he was on a locked channel. I made the suggestion. 31 minutes later, he comes back and says it was right. Yes! Boom. Ooh. That's what I live for, baby. Okay, from Estonia. Flash the Q. This guy's the guy who can't get his QX7, his XM Plus to bind to his QX7. I flashed the QX7 and the XM Plus. I got them to bind, but the radio's not working. When I go in the radio controller and show mode 2, it shows on Betaflight I have mode 1. It sometimes arms and it sometimes doesn't arm. Hi, Junes. The mode in the controller only changes where the controller thinks the throttle stick is. You still have to set up the Betaflight channel mapping correctly. That's a separate thing. Endpoints and channel mapping. Boom. Here is how to set up channel mapping. Boom. If Betaflight won't arm, I can't type. Betaflight won't arm. Dagnabbit. My typing is off today. If Betaflight won't arm, here's a video I made showing how to diagnose the problem. Boom. Done. Matthew has flickering video. Oh, hey, where Matthew? I didn't archive that. Shut up. Give me back my flickering video. Doggone it. Where'd that go? There we go. This is Matthew with the flickering video. He's an R9mm. If it was the tower or the house, then the flickering would only happen at that location. I'm going to guess if you go to a different location, the flickering will still happen, indicating it's something on your quad. So this is another example of provide one helpful suggestion. Don't try to solve the whole problem. I mean, if you can't solve the whole problem, go ahead. My Tiny Hawk 2 race flips over when it arms. Do I need to put a new CLI dump in it? Watch this. Boom. Why is my macro not working? There we go. Be back in a minute. After my macro finishes pasting in how to troubleshoot runaway problem. Matthew Klein, thanks for a $5 super chat. Why is something's up with my computer? My macro is taking forever. Hello? I could have typed it by hand by now. There we go. Lisa at Brother Hobby. Oh, we are a manufacturer of FPV motors and frames. Oh, really? I've never heard of Brother Hobby. Very interesting. Are you interested in a Brother Hobby product? Sure. Yeah. Well, I'll let you know. No disrespect intended. This is not the time to be. Help, iFlight ProTech 25 setup. I'm trying to set up my iFlight ProTech. I have several quick questions. We'll see how quick they are. I managed to install Betaflight 4.2 and configurator 10.7. I plugged it in, shows the drone in settings, but the following error message always appears when I connect the drone. You can ignore that error message. No config found. Hi, Andrew. You can ignore the no config found message. I get it that it's disconcerting. It means iFlight pre-configured the drone at the factory. Oh, wait, did you flash it? Wait. Did you flash it? You did. He flashed the STM. Never mind. Back up. I got getting ahead of myself. Wait, did he? No, he flashed iFlight F411. Okay, hang on. Hi, Andrew. In your screenshots, I see conflicting information about what firmware is on your FC. In the CLI, I see, wait, S411? Is that the name of the target? iFlight, no. It's iFlight F411 Pro. STM32 F411. But in the GUI, I see iFlight F411 Pro. Can you confirm which target is on the board right now? Preston Peters, if you can afford a DJI setup, then just, yeah, it's worth it to start with it. Don't waste money on analog if you're going to switch to DJI later. because you're just going to end up throwing out all your analog stuff. But if you can't afford it, then all right. I'm going to put this one aside for now. I'm going to put that one aside for now. Zaid's props are coming loose. Are you definitely tightening them all the way down? I don't know. Every time if I go into acro, it flies good until I start turning, then it rolls. My controller is not great quality. It's an FSI 6. Yeah, the FSI 6 has pretty bad gimbals. I will say the FSI 6 has pretty bad gimbals. But I don't know how that would cause a failsafe. Maybe we're not failsafing. Fly me to the moon. Toolbox for drone pilots. OpenTX Lua app. A Lua app for drone pilots focusing on OpenTX. It's a Lua script. Dashboard. Telemetry. Config and alerts. VTX info. Wow. Stick commands. Radio monitor. Interesting. That's cute. We'll probably put that on the news. I'll forward that to the news. TBS Agent Light. Wow. I'll take a look at this. Thanks for forwarding it on. All right. I don't know, man. Well, I agree it's not normal. Can I see a picture of the motor and prop and nut? Let's see what he sends me and if I ask for a picture. A lot of times you can get information from a picture that you don't get. Suggestion on expanding online presence in untapped market. Huge fan on your content. I turn to your video whenever I have a problem with quads. Since the launch of the DJI FPV drone, hype is high. There isn't a lot of helpful content on FPV in the local platforms. YouTube is not accessible. Oh, this guy wants to translate my channel into Chinese. No, we'll talk about that another time. Jumper T12 question from Charlie M. I was following your Betaflight setup video to configure my T12. My throttle and rudder are giving feedback on both the transmitter screen and Betaflight, but the aileron and elevator don't respond. Never mind, I did a factory reset and it fixed it. Yay! I have a Jumper T12 and the external transmitter. Do you have a video to update them start to finish, or a video that shows how to use OpenTX Companion? Jumper T16, bind and set up new model. Hi, Charlie. Here are a few videos that might help. 4-in-1 module update. Joshua Bardwell. Look at all these other people making videos. How dare they? How dare they? Would love to get help on a live stream with this issue. Oh my God. It's so many words. It's so many words. Oh, look, it's a giant block of text. Next. I'll get to you later. Sorry. Giant block of text. Can't do it. Not right now. Oh, it's back. It came back. Oh, somehow it's come back. Skadoosh, presumably he's going to copy me over to whatever the YouTube in China is. He's talking about translating and re-uploading my content, presumably onto some Chinese website. That was his point, right? I don't know. Talk to him later. Thank you, Eat Your Veg FPV, for £5. Early here in the UK, building an engine in my garage. Awesome, man. Thank you very much for your donation. Samuel Paul, I want to say I like your videos. I want to ask you a question about the FreSky Tyrannus X9D Plus SE 2019. Early firmware doesn't support Crossfire. I think this is the right transmitter for me, but I want to use Crossfire. So, does the current firmware support the module? Yeah. Hi, Samuel. You can definitely upgrade the firmware on that radio to support Crossfire. Do you know the firmware version that's on it now? Most important thing to know is the firmware 2.1.x, 2.2.x, or 2.3.x. Don't want to race, just casual flight and freestyle. If you have the budget, DJI all the way. That's just a fact. If you don't have the budget, analog is fine. I don't know, man. I'm not sure, Zach. I really don't know. Zing motors? I don't know. I mean, it all looks fine to me. It all looks fine to me. Yep, I don't know. That looks fine to me. New to FPV and I can't bind. Robert Jensen got the receiver into access mode. Then he registered and binded it. He got it. Oh, that's amazing, man. That's fantastic. I'm glad you figured it out in the end. Done. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, no, this should be fine. FreSky RX8R. Does he have an access radio? What radio does he have? The X9 Lite. Is there an access FreSky Archer receivers? Is there an Archer receiver that has PWM outputs? I bet there is. Archer SR8 Pro. Archer SR6. That's probably the one for him. SR6 or R6? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. If you need a PWM receiver that works with the X9 Lite, check out the Archer line. Yeah. Yeah, if the proprietary nature of DJI and the lock-in means it's a no-go for you, Mr. Z, I respect that. Most people don't feel that way. Most people are so thrilled with the image quality and the range and the ease of use that they're just like, yeah, just sign me up. Lock me in, baby. Lock me into that sweet, sweet prison. That's how a lot of people feel. Rogan B. All right, what happened between you and Rotor Riot? Nothing? Nothing happened? I'm going to be at Rampage. Nothing's happened. I haven't been on episodes because with coronavirus I haven't been traveling. That's all. Are Rotor Riot difficult to deal with? I don't find him difficult to deal with. Yeah. Splinter FPV is recovering from COVID, kidney stones, and shoulder surgery. Ouch. That sucks, man. Liam Kaiser, strange DJI Air Unit electrical interference on Armatan frame problems. I recently set up a new Armatan Badger with a Kakute. I'm having an issue where as soon as I arm the quad, the DJI video feed drops out and will not restore itself until the quad is disarmed. Betaflight OSD is still displaying on the DJI V2 goggles. So that's a camera issue, not an Air Unit issue then. You have a problem with the camera. If I completely isolate the physical connection between the arm antenna... Oh, yeah, it is a camera issue. It's the metal camera cage and the metal camera, but lots of... it's not interference. Hi, Liam. The fact that you have OSD but no image says to me that the problem is with the camera, not the air unit. Then you say the problem goes away when isolating the camera from the metal cage. This points to a grounding issue. I am sure there must be other pilots out there flying that frame with DJI, so I don't think this is a widespread problem. You could probably fix the problem by using some electrically isolated, no, the screws are gonna, never mind. Can you double check the cable between the camera and the air unit is securely plugged in on both sides? You have to open up the air unit and the camera to do this, unfortunately. Yeah. Maybe old nuts. Yeah, Muhammad. It could be old nuts. If the nylock nuts are old, that's plausible. The nylon does wear out. I don't have any comment on the Rotor Riot discussion. I'm really not interested. I have no idea what, like, just out of the blue, some Rotor Riot drama. No, I don't have any comment on it. It's all so in the past, for one thing, and doesn't really involve me for another thing. I have no beef with Rotor Riot. I have no hard feelings. There's nothing there. Gotta say. And every time somebody brings it up, it feels like they're just looking for juicy drama. And it just like, are they difficult to deal with? Why'd you ask that and not, is Rotor Riot awesome to deal with? How great are they? It's because you think they're difficult to deal with and you want me to confirm that for you. Well, I can't. Sorry. You want to hear stories about how shitty Rotor Riot is? There are people out there who will tell you those stories. You have to talk to them because I'm not one of them. What? Some heat about Rotor Riot trying to control my channel? That is total bullshit. That there is nothing there. People are making up complete lies. So, no, that's not even a thing. Yeah. How could they control my channel? I have more subs than they do. Sorry. Anyway, there's nothing there. Yeah. All right. 41 messages to go. We're getting there. R9mm intermittent issue from Colin Renaud. He has bound his R9 to his transmitter, but the receiver flashes red and goes solid green. He hooked up another one and it worked fine, though. Hi, Colin. Glad you fixed your receiver issue. As for 3D mode, my guess is bidirectional D-Shot compatible with 3D mode? I'm not sure if bidirectional D-Shot is compatible with 3D mode. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but then I have never tested it either. Thank you, Valery Radev, for 5 BGN. Many pilots like me use the Nano Diversity receiver. Please make a video for how to use the backup battery on it. I will not be doing that. I'm sorry, that's such an obscure use case. And it's just not something I have any interest in. So, unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. TBS should document it, though, right? All right, got a thank you here. I got a news subject about Israel making a serious attempt at drone delivery. So we'll forward that to Blunty for the news. That's just what I do with all the news. I mean, the thing is, nanodiversity, for a typical FPV pilot, don't use nanodiversity. It's really just a waste for long range, for typical ranges. If you're doing long range, that's different. The nanodiversity, you don't need the diversity. It doesn't get you anything on a mini quad if you're flying in the 2 to 4 kilometer range. You just don't need it. So don't use it. If you're doing long range, that's different. Jerry Rushensky is building Xylo. Been flying my Xylo Freak. The quad will go into a spin and fall out of the sky. Halfway through a slow roll, it lost power and fell to the ground. When I go to rearm it, only the front 2 motors arm, the back 2 won't turn. For some reason, my pre-arm switch wasn't needed to arm it. It would just arm with the arm switch. Oh, man, we got a lot going on here. The pre-arm mode was gone. How would that happen? VTX won't go out of pit mode. Oh. There's so much here. There's so much here. These are the hardest ones to answer when there's like 20 questions. No, we're not listening to this one. This song we're not listening to. That's a freestyle song. I don't like listening to freestyle songs after I make a freestyle edit. I only listen to them in the freestyle edit. That's my rule. These are the toughest ones to answer, the ones that have like 20 questions in them, and I don't know where to start. Like, I don't want to just pick one and ignore the others, but answering all of them means I'm writing a freaking dissertation, and it feels like a lot of it gets lost anyway. So I'm just going to set that aside for now and move on and answer a different one, and I'll get back to that one later. Rookie from Joe Campa. A rookie wants to know, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, that won't work. Those drones work only with phones. They don't work with goggles. They don't work with goggles. You could put your phone in an adapter and use it as a goggle. This guy wants to buy a Wi-Fi drone and then use it with goggles. And I've told him like 4 different ways that it's not going to work, but it doesn't seem to be getting through. Yeah. Josh Moore is responding to my... when people join my email newsletter, I send them a welcome message and ask them a few questions about themselves. He's responding to it. So he says, when I select the UART in Betaflight, it won't save. Hi, Josh. Can you send me a photo or screen grab of your ports tab and then tell me what changes you are trying to make? When the ports tab won't save, it usually means you are selecting 2 conflicting things. Okay. Yeah, Google Cardboard. That's what they need. That's what he needs. Milford Killian Dawson is just thanking me for his for previous response. We're down to 34 messages to go. Joey Whitaker, Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle VTX question. Thanks for all you do for the community. I was replacing the antenna on my VTX with a better one, and while removing the stock antenna, I pulled the center antenna pad. Lesson learned. Nope, you're done. You are done, my friend. You are done. No. Yeah, I don't think you can solder this. You can solder to a resistor. Hi, Joey. I think you are done with that, FC, man. Sorry to say. The RF trace will come straight off the RF amplifier IC. It definitely won't have a resistor in series. Start in series. In theory, there might be a inductor or capacitor, but if you lifted the RF signal pad, probably the FC is a write-off. Probably a write-off. RF traces don't screw around. Oh, we got another guy who was having problems with his RC command, and he swapped his gimbals, and that solved the problem. Done. Brian Sinogle. This is farsighted and looking to get a real pair of goggles. Am I going to be limited to the new Sky Zone with the diopters built in? I'm using box goggles with 2 pairs of reading glasses to fit. It appears that minus diopter is everywhere, plus diopter is almost non-existent. Hi, Brian. For some goggles, you could get a custom set of diopters, and I don't see why you couldn't order positive diopters. But if you want a factory solution, I do think the Sky Zone Eachine goggles are the only ones available with +6 diopter built in. Pilot Extreme, thank you for a $2 Canadian. I have not flown the 250 yet, so I can't really comment on it. I talked to Stingy about the 250 the other day. He's flown it. He saw it. He was pretty impressed with it. Ken Piper, you can solder to RF traces, but once you lift the pad, I think you're pretty much done. He said he couldn't solder the trace because it seemed to come up out of the board. It's on one of the lower layers. He can't scrape back. Afaf Prince is a student from Bangladesh. Oh, this is the question about the GoFundMe. No. We're not doing that. Trovy Donald. I'm going to pass on this one. I'm going to respond to that one off stream. That one is a private question. Gregory Dambach. I've been enjoying your YouTube channel. I realize you're a voice I can follow and understand, but I don't fly any quads, don't own any, but I find your piloting skills fascinating. Looking forward to learning some new stuff. Okay, great. Thank you, Greg Dambach. Nice to meet you. FreSky. I can't display the battery storage of my FreSky Tyrannus X9 Lite. I'm using the following batteries. Can I display the battery voltage? You want to, Richard Litt. Hi, Richard. Are you trying to see the voltage of the battery in the radio or on the quad? I'm a little unclear here. Okay. Strange DJI Air Unit electrical interference. This is the guy whose camera drops out on the Armatan Badger. He thought it was a grounding issue. Yeah. I don't know. If I disable the UART between the flight controller and the air unit, the problem doesn't happen. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any damn sense, dude. I have to say, the bit with the UART makes no sense at all. There's nothing the Betaflight FC could do through the UART to make the camera image disappear. This is a really weird one and feels like the air unit and camera have a problem. Can you swap in a different air unit? Yeah. Scott Walker. Oh, governor of Wisconsin, right? Michigan? Scott Walker. I don't think the SD card in the goggles would cause the camera image to disappear, would it? I don't think so. Come back, Scott. We're not done with you yet. Where's Scott Walker go? Oh, Scott Walker disappeared. There he is. I tried researching and asking the Patreon Discord. I found no adequate information. Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm looking for more oomph when trying to turtle mode. Is there a setting that can increase to provide something extra? No. It goes full. It goes full. 4-inch doesn't have enough torque to cut through the grass. No, you definitely don't want to do that. Hi, Scott. You can increase the startup power in BL Heli. Actually, it's true you can, Heli. But the problem is if the prop is blocked, you are significantly increasing the risk that you will fry the ESC with a voltage spike. It's up to you in the end. The motors we use don't have a lot of torque at low RPM. That's just not the type of motor they are. So if you were trying to like cut grass or whatever, you may be dissatisfied with the results. All right. Let's see. Lord Primate is having a problem with his flight controller. Damaged his flight controller. I told him to try to get into DFU mode. Okay, at that point, if the flight controller won't even come up in DFU mode, then it may just be dead. Assuming that the USB cable is good. Yeah. All right, we got a thank you here. Chris Rose is a big fan from Germany with a ProTech 25. RPM filtering is very nice. He wants to get RPM filtering working. He wants to know if BL Heli 1679 is safe, like iFlight says. Hi, Chris. I can't really disagree with iFlight here. If they say 16.79 is safe, then we have to believe them until there is evidence to the contrary. They have more data about the ESCs that have been sold and returned, sold and damaged, than you or me. Yeah, I have to just trust him like that. Mike Bergman, specifically the ProTech 25 ESC had some issue. Billy Chin has F40 Pro 1950 kV getting desyncs. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah. Do you have any video? Any video of the issue happening? Damn it, I can't type right now. It's very unusual to have desyncs on such a typical motor and with a modern ESC. Maybe a video would reveal something that isn't obvious. iFlight ProTech 25. Alright, so he does have the correct target loaded. STM32F411 is the generic target that the F411 Pro target is built on top of. So what's he trying to do? Based on this, you can ignore the no configuration found message. Although I'm surprised you're seeing that if you have the F411 Pro target flashed. Those desyncs, though, why is he desyncing on an F40 Pro motor? There's no reason for it. You shouldn't desync on an F40 Pro with a BLA32AC. There's no reason for that. Something else is wrong. That's the problem. If you're getting any kind of desync on that motor on a modern ESC, something else is wrong. So solving the desync is chasing the wrong problem. You see? That's what I think about it. Yeah. If it has 16.7, then it is safe to fly. Okay. But you can't have RPM filtering on 16.7, right? No. But you can't have RPM filtering on 16.7. Yeah. If he's running 13-inch props, then yes, that is correct. 21 messages to go, folks. We're getting there. No fly quads, but do you think Spectrum radios are good for quads? What other brands do you recommend? Hi, Seth. In general, I think OpenTX radios are where most FPV pilots will get the best value. Basically, all the tutorials in FPV are for OpenTX radios. They're not the highest build quality, but they have good performance at good prices. And using the same gear as the people who will make tutorials for you has obvious advantages. And then we'll do this. RC controller roundup video. Here's a video I made comparing some RC radios. Bubby wants to get the NX10. Are these goggles equivalent to the Ishin EV800D? Yeah, it looks like it. It looks similar to me. It wouldn't surprise me if Ishin was rebadging those goggles or something. I couldn't say for sure that they are the same, though. Yeah. Nope. I'm not listening to this song. No. Next. Mantis. Mantis 5465 hasn't been flying much lately due to weather and moving. Thought I'd charge up some packs and go. I took 4-cell packs and put them on a serial charger and started charging them as usual. Serial charging a 4-cell. That's weird. Before they were charged, I had something come up. I didn't want to leave them on charge unattended, so I unplugged the charger, leaving the batteries connected to the serial board and charger. When I came back, all 4 packs had 0 voltage. Are you sure it's not a parallel charger on the number 3 cell? I'm not sure what happened. Can you explain this? Hi, Mantis. Hi, George. Are you was it a parallel board? You say serial adapter, but that's pretty unusual for a 4S pack. If they were on a parallel board and one pack had a cell go bad, it would kill the same cell number on all the other packs. That's just how parallel circuits work. Because of this, you should never leave packs unattended on a parallel board, especially overnight. What's a serial adapter? Serial, S-E-R-I-A-L. Like this, like this. Come on. So this is labeled a parallel charge board, but it's not. It's a series board for 1S whoop packs. It puts them in series and makes a 4-cell adapter out of it. In case anybody didn't know about those. All right. Sadly, this guy just killed 4 batteries. Yikes. Sucks. 19 to go. When I arm, I need to push the throttle stick to mid to get... Okay. Let's get his endpoints set up correctly. Fix your endpoints as shown in this video. Let's see if that fixes his problem. Why would it only have killed cell 3, though, Grim? You select the target when you flash the flight controller. It's the board name that you pick from the pull-down list. How should I bring these batteries back into use? Dean Parks had a bad charger that was causing his batteries to only charge cell 1. We had some interesting theories about what might have caused that. We'll just run a charge cycle with balance at the end, and they will take forever to get there, but they will get there. You know what? No, I have a better idea. You know what? Maybe a better idea is to run a storage cycle, which should bring the high cell number 1 down. This may go faster than balancing the remaining 3 cells. Should I sign up for an AMA membership, Ken Piper? The insurance is not bad. The insurance is actually fairly decent for the money. Mike Bergman, we talked about this a lot the other day when this guy's question came along. If he had plugged the balance plug in wrong, the charger should not run a charge cycle. It shouldn't do it. It should just be like something ain't right. Betaflight receiver tab not showing input, need help, from Delirium. He's got the DJI remote. The board is a Maytech F722 SE connected to the air unit. Everything is working. DJI receiver tab has no stick movements. Air unit S-bus wire is soldered to RX2. Has built-in inversion. That is correct. Our UART2 is set to RX serial in the ports tab, and the receiver protocol set to S-bus. And S-bus baud fast is on in the goggles. Okay, well, that's everything. Hi, Alejandro. Everything you described sounds correct. So let's just double check it. Can I see a photo of your ports tab? Can I see a photo of the solder joint where the S-bus signal wire connects to the RX pad on the flight controller? Let's just double check his soldering and double check his ports tab. Bubby says he couldn't get his Maytech F722 working either. He said he checked S-bus baud fast. Bubby, you think there's an issue with the Maytech? That sort of doesn't make any sense. We could try turning baud fast off. You definitely did it. That's why the if it's all working, I wouldn't flash it. What did you select from the pull-down menu when you flashed the board? It's iFlight, whatever it was, iFlight target. The F411 Pro. The iFlight. Yeah. Okay. I think he said he did Bodfast in both the goggles and the CLI. 16 to go, folks. No, I don't want to. Jan Kotland is having some troubles from Austria. He has an Ego Drift frame with an F4G2 flight controller. It's binding and flying, but the camera's not working anymore after a crash. Okay, so probably no. Well, if the camera stopped working, don't replace the video transmitter. Replace the camera. Oh, you tried both of them. Okay. Hi, Jan. If you replaced both the camera and the VTX and you still have the problem, the next thing I would check is the wiring and the flight controller. Can you try connecting the video wire from the camera directly to the video wire from the VTX? Cut the flight controller out of the circuit. Freestyle drone is beeping like crazy when I put the battery in. The remote, I have 0 movements on the stick. What flight controller is in the Freestyle drone? What flight controller is in the Freestyle drone? There's another question from a guy who can't get his frickin' receiver working. I don't think he told me the flight controller in the Freestyle drone. Do you know if there's any way to bind quads to the new DJI FPV controller? Hi, Josh. The new DJI FPV controller V2 only works with the DJI FPV drone for now. That might change in the future, but who knows? Nobody knows. Keith Whitmer. I was trying to get my X9D radio set up with the Emax Hawk 5 Pro. Could you tell me, is there a radio I can buy that is 100% ready to use? Nope. Nope. If you mean you can bind it to a quad and not have to configure it at all, not really. The DJI FPV drone, I guess, is as close is what you are describing. 0 configuration. Yeah. iFlight ProTech setup. You did. I mean, the fact that you have that target on the FC now says that you selected it when you flashed it. You cannot have the target on the... He's worried that he didn't select his target. I'm like, it's there. You must have flashed it. You must have selected it. You can bind a DJI, not the DJI V2 controller, Preston Peters. I'm not sure that's possible. What is the op mode on TBS Crossfire, and which one should I set it to? Are you sure you don't mean smart audio? Where are you seeing that? Where are you seeing that? Hi, Ben. Can you show me where you are seeing op mode? There's only one place I know of that deals with op mode, and that is not... I think it's the TBS... I think it's he's got his VTX hooked up to his Crossfire, and it's... I know, I want to double check that it's what he's talking about. The only place I know of is in the VTX where you change between race and freestyle. But let's just double check that that's actually what he's talking about before we dive in. TBS Cloud. TBS Fusion is a huge update. There's no tutorial about how it works. Are you going to do a tutorial about it? Hi, John. I made a tutorial about TBS Cloud a while back. It was super fiddly and alpha and not really ready for prime time. And a lot of people said it didn't work for them. So I might wait until it's a little more mature before I dive in. Yeah. Peter Walker is trying to flash his board. Let's see. He's trying to update Betaflight. It's not working. Now he's tried on 2 computers. He was flashing the wrong target, and now it's working great. Oh, great. Hi, Peter. I'm really glad that worked out for you. Let me know if you have any more questions. FPV drone simulator recommendation from Joshua Doyle. Hi, Joshua. If you're interested in racing, then check out Velocidrone. I like Liftoff a lot for fun flying because it has my house in it as a level. Yeah. All right. 8 and 9 to go. Okay. TX16S versus FreSky XM Plus. Alexander Shigulski is trying to bind. The receiver goes into binding mode, but it won't bind to the radio. How many have we seen tonight from people who can't get their FreSky receiver to bind? Has it been 3 or 4? 3 or 4? At least 2. I guarantee it's 2. So we can't bind the XM Plus. I tried all variants of protocols. Hi, Alex. The XM Plus is shipping with ACCST firmware version 2.1 on it. This means you have to select protocol FreSky X2 in the radio, not protocol FreSky. At that point, I think it should bind. Let's see if he tried that. Synergy F4 and Unify Nano from Robin Winter. I have a Unify Nano mounted to a white noise Synergy F4 flight controller, but the Unify seems to stay on 50 milliwatts regardless of how I change it. The device ready section in Betaflight VTX tables says yes. Does Unify Nano only go to 50 milliwatts? Hi, Robin. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but does the Unify Nano go above 50 milliwatts? Which exact VTX have you got? Your VTX table seems to agree that the max power of the VTX is 50 milliwatt. So it seems like nothing's wrong. Seven to go. We got Donald Friday is having a problem with his Xylo Ready to Fly freestyle drone. He cannot. What's the problem he's trying to get? Oh. Huh. Hi, Donald. sorry if I was wrong about which quad you bought. Did you buy the Xylo RTF version? The RTF version of my beginner build kit? You might still need to flash the RXSR. It's not guaranteed that they test flew it by binding it to your exact controller. If you don't have, damn it, if you don't have the upgrade cable, it'll be a hassle. Do they sell that separately? Do they sell the flashing cable separately? Oh, damn. That sucks. They're not including that in the kit. What controller does he have? It's an X9 Lite. Okay. It's not guaranteed that Get FPV bound the receiver in access mode when they tested it. You can try binding in ACCST D16 mode instead of access mode. That should work. One of those should work. One of those should work. All right. Oh, he didn't flash the firmware. Yes, it will erase all the settings. Yes, if you flash the firmware, it will erase all the settings. You can get the CLI dump from iFlight's website, though. Welcome to the channel, Kenneth Davis. Okay, we got some videos of this desync. Oh, this is going to be exciting. Hang on, let me pause my music. We got a video of this desync. This T-Motor F40s. Why would they be desyncing? So what I'm going to see is I'm going to listen for if, like, the motors are super gravelly or if there's some other problem. Or do the motors sound smooth? Here we go. Let's all listen together. What's going on with these desyncs? Ah, damn it, they sound smooth. Everything sounds fine. Screw you. Where's the desync? There it was. Ah, flibbity gibbet. All right, what was he doing when it did it? It was the front right motor. Yeah. It wasn't at idle either. Dang it. This is not an easy one to solve. What do you think, chat? Save me. Save me, chat. What do I tell him? That's a tough one. I don't know if it's a desync. I don't call that a desync. What is it, though? Is it bad ESC? It's not idle speed too low. Black box is going to show the motor going to 100%. I guarantee you black box will show us nothing interesting. Maybe the black box will show that the... He says it happens on all the motors, too. He already implemented Mark Spatz's desync settings. But he says it happens on all the motors, so it's not a bad motor. This is a tough one to pin down. You say it happens on all the motors, so it's not a bad motor. And when it happened, the throttle wasn't at... Oh, shoot. I forgot to switch. Wasn't at idle. So it's not idle speed too low. I gotta say, are the motors super hot? By any chance? Let's ask him if his motors are super hot. Yeah, we can't see throttle position, but he was moving through a turn. He was not at 0 throttle, I don't think. Wrong pull count won't cause this, Vernkelk. It'll make the motors be hotter and the RPM filter won't work, but I don't think it'll cause this problem. Are the motors let's ask him if the motors are super hot. That's a good indication. They sounded smooth. Let's ask him if they're super hot. All right. You can't select power number 1? You can't select power level number 1? Huh. I suspect the VTX table isn't correct for the VTX, and as a result, the VTX is locking itself at its lowest output power. Which one is this? This is a TBS Unify Pro Nano. TBS Unify Pro Nano VTX table. Too much filtering? That's, yeah. VTX table. Pro Nano, not Pro 32 Nano. Which one is it? Not Pro 32. Okay. Yeah, no, there's your problem. Bingo. They've got a Smart Audio 2.1 VTX table in there, and they need Smart Audio 2.0. Yeah, I got it. I looked up the VTX table for your VTX. There it is. Let's get that in there as well. Your VTX uses Smart Audio 2.0. You have the Smart Audio 2.1 power values in there. Use this, paste this into the CLI, and it should fix it. Bingo. Oh, Jan Kotland sent me 28.49. Lovely. Where can you see my PayPal earnings? Bean time. Where are my PayPal earnings? Where? Just in the individual emails? Ojik Turpig Kid, thank you for $1. Betaflight receiver tab not showing. This is a repeat of the previous question. I don't know why you sent it twice. Liftoff, okay. This is another private email. You want 8. What is it specifically that you want? 8 motor outputs? Black screen with OSD Caddx Vista from Siandort. We got 3 to go. There's no video feed from the Caddx Vista. The only thing I do in this case is reseat the camera cable. If that doesn't work, then replace the camera cable. You can buy spares from various sources. It's the Caddx Vista, right? If it is the Nebula camera, you may need to update to a later firmware to get the camera working. That's kind of a long shot, though. All right. Say, oh, it's a duplicate question. Great. Last one. Oh, I fixed Scott Abramachek's problem about smoke stoppers. Boom. What else do we have? We got a couple unread questions. Should interfere. I mean, you could try swapping the FC for another one of the exact same one. I have Fat Shark goggles, but I need a module for them. What should I go with? Rapid Fire? Hi, Jesse. Rapid Fire is certainly at the top of the list. TBS Fusion has equally good performance and just got a really nice interface facelift. It's also about $30 cheaper. Okay. Blake W. wants to expand my online presence in China. Let's see. Isaac, oh yeah. So now we just have the questions I pushed off till later. Yeah. Oh, Francisco Calderon wants to select rate profiles, but can't figure out that the slot is gone. Betaflight rate profile 6 pause. I showed the missing slot thing in this video. I'm pretty sure I should let the video load, make sure it's the right video. Yeah. Why am I seeing a commercial? Am I not logged in? Oh, I'm logged in as the wrong account. Okay, fine. Hi, Cisco. Here is a video that shows how to do it in 4.2. They removed the slot in 4.2, but you can still do it. Come on. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Oh no, the desync guy is back. It's not gyro. I don't think it's gyro. I don't think it's a gyro issue. Your motors sound really smooth. I would lean towards the ESC myself. Yeah. Oh. All right. All right, guys. That's going to do it. 99 emails. 2 hours and 28 minutes. Oof. A little slower tonight than the first night, but there you go. Time to go to bed. You guys have a good night. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.